Okay, Stacy, so you are live again, and I've made you host again. Have a
Thank
great
you.
day.
Thank you. Here comes everybody. Good morning, people. Good morning. Madge and Vicky.
Good morning.
Marianne, Cassandra. Good morning, Sandra. Andy. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Stacy and everybody.
Hey, good morning. Good to see you all. Elise and Jackie, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Love your classes, Stacy.
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad. I see a lot of regulars have come to the 9:15 today. I recognize some of your happy smiling faces and names.
Good morning, Stacy.
Hey, good morning. How's everybody doing on this fine Friday?
It's wonderful in Detroit. It's a beautiful day so far.
Good, good. We have a cloudy, rainy day today, but it's still beautiful. We need a little bit of that rain for our spring. So I'm happy you're here.
Charlotte is cold today.
Is it?
Yeah, we've been in the 80s and it rained last night and it's got a little chill in the air today.
Okay, yeah. Yes, it's a little chillier here today too. I think it's in the 50s. But it's so much better than winter. I'll take it.
For sure.
Right.
I was saying in the first class, I love Fridays. It's my favorite day of the week because it is the only day that our fresh market is open. And I do enjoy going to the fresh market, being able to get some meats and cheeses and fresh greens and fruits when they're in season. So we have our assistant from Get Set Up, our TA Max is with us this morning. So if anybody needs any technical assistance, reach out to Max in the chat.
Where are you located, Stacy?
Oh, I'm in Pennsylvania.
Oh, beautiful state.
Thank you. Yeah. It's nice to have people from all over who are joining us. I really love that. Looks like we're up to 29 people, 30 people, and somebody has a little barky dog. All right, we are up to 31 people. I think I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and go through my opening slides with you today. So let me go ahead and get started with that. Here we go. There it is. Good morning and welcome. Today's class is Morning Fitness Core Training for Strength and Balance. I often think that this is the most important class I teach. There's nothing better you can do for yourself than strengthening your core. I am your guide. My name is Stacy. I am from the Keystone State of Pennsylvania, and I have a master's degree in counseling psychology, which I've used for many years in the school systems in Maryland, where I was a school counselor as well as a teacher. And I have been teaching group fitness classes and doing personal training since the mid-1980s. At that time, it was a full-time career for me. I both taught classes, I managed a fitness center, and eventually I went on to owning a fitness center. And then I went back to school and got my master's degree and went more into education, and the fitness kind of was on the back burner, but still I remained involved in a part-time way. I love connecting with other adults just like yourselves who are interested in improving health and fitness and your overall wellness. Get Set Up is an educational platform that helps you learn useful skills from people just like yourselves so that we can all do wonderful things together and have the confidence to try new things. And we do learn from each other. So ideally, we can see you and you would be okay with having your cameras turned on this morning. I, as your guide, love nothing more than looking out toward my laptop and being able to see on my screen that you guys are all moving with me. I love that. If you're joining by live stream, we welcome you. Thank you so much for being here. But remember, the best way to fully participate is to register and join us that way. You can always request a recording of the class afterwards. by emailing help@getsetup.io. And remember that Get Set Up is not paid to promote any specific products or services like anything that I might talk about or demonstrate during class today. Be sure that you check with your doctor prior to beginning any new exercise program, especially if you have any health conditions or take any medications. And most importantly, if your doctor has given you some specific limitations or recommendations regarding the exercise intensity or the range of motion, be sure you follow your doctor's recommendations and guidelines and not anything that I demonstrate or talk about in my class. I'm going to go ahead and spotlight my screen so that you all can see me. Everybody is on mute. And here we are. There's my little workout studio. We are working our core today. It is a seated class. So I would prefer that you have a nice hard back chair, like a kitchen chair. That's the best for this type of exercise. And it allows you to have full range of motion of your upper body while remaining supported in your chair. So I'm going to go ahead and go on over there, and I'm going to go ahead and get started. Be sure that you have some water handy. I like to have my water bottle here with me, beside me, and hopefully I won't knock it down and spill it during my workout. One of the things that I will be using today during class is a fitness ball. And if you have a fitness ball, that's great. This is not a weighted ball. This is just a regular ball. You could probably find a similar ball at the dollar store. I got this on Amazon. It is a Pro Body Pilates ball. I don't recommend any one over the other. I buy them by color. I also have a pink one that I enjoy. If you don't have a ball, and all we really use the ball for is positioning with our hands. Another alternative is a little stuffed animal. I took this from my dog this morning, so she's kind of upset about it. I borrowed it just to show you that this is something else that you could use instead of a ball. You could also make your own ball by taking a bandana and stuffing it with scarves and then knotting it together. So you have your own sort of soft fabric ball that you could use. Other opportunities are to stuff socks inside of a bigger sock and use that. But as you'll see, you don't need the ball. It's just kind of nice to hold it as we're doing some exercise, and it keeps the positioning that I'm looking for with your hands and arms. So again, stuffed animal or balls are recommended for today's class. We won't be using weights. So let's talk a little bit about your core. This is the center of all of your movement. So the core, when you think about the core muscles, I want you to think about your spine. All of the muscles of what is considered your core are attached to your spine. So from top to bottom, that includes your shoulders, your upper back, mid back, lower back, around to the front, your abdominal muscles, this whole girdle that goes around here, and into your hips and your buttocks or gluteal muscles. So all of that makes up the core. But typically we just think of the abdominal muscles, and really that's kind of the center. That's where it all starts. So for your exercises today, I want you to sit up nice and tall in the chair. I position my hips about midpoint from the back of the chair to the front edge of the chair. So I'm about midway. So that allows me to have freedom of movement with my thighs and with my upper body. And hopefully I'm not going to bang into the back of the chair with my elbow and give myself a bruise. So let's start with a nice big inhale up. And as you do that inhale, feel your diaphragm lifting and become aware of the space right here between your hip bones and your lower ribs. And let's hinge forward from the hips, leaning down across the thighs, wherever is comfortable for you. Allow the arms to drop down by the ankles. And finally, allow your head to drop. So we're getting a nice stretch and a wake-up call to your entire back. From your hips to your shoulders, we have a nice stretch through the back. To come out of this stretch, press your hands above your knees and push back up into a seated position so you're not adding any stress or strain to your back muscles. And inhale up again, and let's hinge forward, flat back, neutral spine, hinging from the hips, reaching long with your upper body, and finally allow the break and the arms to come down by your feet, and allow your head and shoulders to drop, relaxing through the neck and shoulders. And take your hands, pressing them just above the knees, press back up into this seated position. And now we're going to do a seated cat and cow stretch. So for those of you who are doing any of the yoga classes, you're probably familiar. We do cat and cow typically on our hands and knees, but we can do that same stretch seated and vertical. So what I want you to do is just place your hands right above your knees. Feet are flat on the floor. Your knees are bent at 90 degrees and your thighs are coming directly out, facing forward from your hips. So the cat part of the stretch is when a cat rounds its back up when it gets angry or scared, and it does that big round back thing. So here's your cat. It's a rounded back. From the hips to the shoulders, you're making the letter C, like for cat, with your spine. Allow your arms to relax here on your thighs if you can, and eventually let your head simply fall forward, not tucking, but just to fall forward comfortably. Now into the cow stretch, we're going to use our hands to press back up through neutral spine and into cow, which is a lengthening, not a collapsing of the mid-back. We're not arching our back, but I want you to think of reaching back and down with your tailbone and up and forward with the top of your head. So it's a lengthening of the spine. And this is the cow stretch. And let's go back into cat, pressing back into that rounded C. Finally, letting your head relax. Shoulders and neck are relaxed. And use your hands and arms to press back up through neutral spine and into the cow stretch, reaching back and down with the tailbone and up and forward with the top of the head. Think of lengthening between the ears and the top of the shoulders. Feel a lengthened spine in this position. And pressing back up into the neutral sitting position. Let's take goalpost arms. Remember, this is goalpost arms, bent at the elbow like a goalpost. And all I want you to do is a gentle twist. So be sure you keep your hips firmly planted in the chair, only twisting from the waist up. So it's a gentle spiral to the side, head, neck, shoulders, chest. Everything moves to the side. Your gaze goes that way as well. Back through center, facing forward, and around with a spiral to the other side. Keep that diaphragm lifted. Are your hips planted in the chair? Don't let them come up. Only twist as far as you can. If you feel your hip wanting to come off the chair, just stop at that spot. Firmly plant your hips and hold right there. Back through center and over to the other side. And back to center. I'm going to have you grab your item to hold on to, teddy bear or ball, whatever you have with you this morning. And we're going to start right here with our arms in front, and we're going to just release the ball down and back, alternating sides. And if you don't have a ball, just release one arm, come back to the front, pretend like you're holding a ball right here, release, bring it back, release, bring it back. We are just warming up our shoulders a little bit here, getting in a little bit of range of motion with the front area of your shoulders. Feel that release, down and back, release, down and back, release, down and back, release, down and back. And I want you to bring the ball in, or the imaginary ball, and press forward. Bring that into your waist and press forward like you're going to pass it really quickly in a basketball game. Press forward. It would be a short, quick pass to somebody right there across the court from you. Press forward. And press forward. 2 more. Press forward. And press forward. All right, you can put the ball down for a little bit. Release the ball. We're going to do our seated deadlifts with no weights. So to start the deadlifts, we start in the lower position. Our hands are down by our ankles or calves, wherever you can reach comfortably as you are hinged forward with a flat back, neutral spine, reaching over top of your thighs. And the exercise is to simply sit up and return back down to this position. So we are coming up and back. This uses the muscles of the lower back and the mid back to come up into that vertical position. Uses the hips a little bit too. So you are forward right here, lift and return, lift and return, lift and return. Let's do our counts with this. So we're going to come up on 1 and lower 1, 2, 3. Really feeling those muscles. Lift on 1, lower 1, 2, 3. Lift on 1, lower 1, 2, 3. Lift on 1, lower 1, 2, 3. Up for 2 and down for 2. So lift 1, 2, return 1, 2. Lift and return. And lift and return. 2 more. Lift and return. Here's the last one. And return. And now we're going to lift for 3 and then lower quickly. So that looks like this. 1, 2, 3, and back. Lift. 1, 2, 3, and down. Lift. 1, 2, 3, and down. Last. 1, 2, 3, and down. Good. If you can stay in this position, hinged forward, and we're going to do some pull-ups like this, right up under the shoulders. Now, what I would recommend is that we do them one side at a time, so you can use your other arm to brace yourself. So you're not putting too much stress and strain on your back. So let's start with the right arm and just pull up into the armpit. And we're going to just do one set of 8 and 2 and 3, 4, pulling right up into the armpit, elbow high. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Returning the arm down to the side. I want you to lift straight up to the side and back. Straight up to the side and back. As you do this, I want you to feel your shoulder blade sliding in toward your spine. 4 more. And 3. 2 more. Last one. Now we're going to do this same movement to the front. Right here, and down. Reach forward and down. Reach forward and down. We have 5 more to go. 5 and 4 more and 3 and the last one. We're going to switch arms. Oh no, let's do our stretch before we switch. Reaching down to the ankle and twisting up overhead. Allow your gaze to go up here to your hand. Wiggle your fingers, relaxing your hand. Feel that stretch in the mid-back, through the waist. Keep your hips firmly planted in that chair. Make sure you feel both sides of your hips down in the chair. And release. Now we're going to switch sides. So using this arm, the one you just worked, as the supporting arm, rest it across just above your knees. Take the other arm, reaching down toward your ankle and pull up. Your hand goes into your armpit and your elbow goes nice and high. And we're doing 8 of these. So 6 more. And 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Now straight to the side from the ankle, shoulder height right here. And remember, you can modify by using a shorter arm, bend your elbow if you need to, and just do it like you're gonna flap your wings. Lift. If you're able to use more energy and it's okay with your shoulder today, do a full extended arm. Reach low and slide it up to that position. Remember, the sliding that you feel is your shoulder blade coming into your spine. So you are activating the muscles that will hold your shoulders back and keep your posture upright and strong. Lift and lower. 2 more. And then we're going to do the same reaching to the front for 8. Right here in front of you. Right here. 2, 3, right here. Nice. Reach long. 4. We have 4 more. And 3 more. 2 more. And here's the last one. And return to the ankle, and let's do this twisted stretch. So from the ankle all the way up overhead, wiggle your fingers, allow your gaze to go up toward the ceiling. Keep your hips down, seated firmly in that chair. And return. Good. Use your arms to press yourselves back up into a vertical seated position. And let's do our dead bug arms. I'm going to get a little bit of water. I hope you have some too. All right, dead bug arms. We start with our arms out in front of us like a dead bug. And we're going to alternate lifting up and open side. Other arm up and open side. And we're going to do 8 of these. So that was 1. So we have 7 more to go. Right and left. Sitting nice and tall, chest is lifted. Be aware of your posture and your breathing. 6 more. And 5 more. Keep those arms extended if that's your comfort level today, or do it with a bent elbow. Either way, we are working on those shoulders and our upper back. And open side. Lift and open side. 4 more, right and left. Keep your diaphragm lifted. Nice and tight core. 3 more. And 2 more right and left. Keep this range of motion within your comfort zone. Shoulders can become so easily irritated. So be sure you're not over using your range of motion. And open side. And lift. And open side. And that was the last one. Really good. What I want you to do now with your arms out in front is I want you to hold them like this as though you are accepting a cup of sugar. So accept a cup of sugar and dump it out. Accept a cup of sugar, palms are up, hands are cupped, and then turn your arms so you're dumping it out, right? Accept a cup of sugar, dump it out. So what we're working on here is a little bit of an arm twisting movement. Sometimes people, when they begin to develop shoulder problems, this is one of the first things they notice, that they can't twist. So let's think about how that feels today. Cup of sugar, dump it out. Cup of sugar, dump it out. Accept, reject, last one. Cup of sugar, dump it out, because sugar's bad for you anyway. And then let's sweep it away. Sweep it away. So now you're just taking your hands and you're brushing it to the side, but feel that use of muscles all the way up your arm. Brush it aside. 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, last one. Great. Now we're going to do a goalpost arm movement from up here to across the body, keeping the elbow bent right here and cross the body. So it's right here and then across the body. So I have this other arm right here, so just hand on my thigh, but this arm is going from up here and my hand is winding up down here where if I didn't have my hand here, it would be on my hip, okay? So it's from up here, like waving high, goalpost arm, and then across body down to the hip. So feel that diagonal movement, how that activates certain muscles in your shoulder. And again, you can keep this nice and small. This is quite a bit of a range of motion for the shoulders. So up here and cross body down to the side. Up here, cross body down to the side. Let's do 2 more. Up here, cross body down, right here, and down. And now I want you to reach up off the shelf and throw it at me. Reach something off the shelf and throw it at me. Let's do 6 more of these. Can you feel that? Little bit of range of motion here. Reach, throw. Reach, throw. Reach, throw. 2 more. Reach, throw, reach, and throw. Now I want you to reach, grab something up off this imaginary shelf and put it down here in a basket. So you're reaching all the way across the body like you're going to put it down here alongside of you. So this is a big range of motion. Reach, put it down here. We're using the whole core area to maintain balance. Keep your hips planted in that chair. Hold on, if you need to, hold on to the seat. Reach, put it in the basket. Reach, put it in the basket. 2 more. And here's the last one. Woo! And let's do the other side. So we have a goalpost arm, cross body tap to the hip. Up right here. And cross body tap. 6 more. Take it right here across the body. 5 more. 3 more. Oh, 4 more. 3 more. Laughing at myself for not being able to count. 2 more. And last one. All right, so now we're going to reach. Grab something off the shelf and throw it at me. Grab something off the shelf, throw it at me. Using different muscles, reach up here and throw. Keep your hips seated. Hold on to the chair if you need to. Reach, this is a slight twist as you reach, and throw it forward. Reach and throw. 4 more. Reach and throw. Reach and throw. Reach and throw. Here's the last one. Reach and throw. Now let's reach up here and put it in that basket down along the side. So we're going to reach up here and all the way across the body, putting it down here. Reach up here and put it down along your side. Reach, place here. 4 more. And 3 more. 2 more. And last one. Woo! Heel taps. So we're going to move from working our upper body to working our lower body. So sitting up nice and tall, hands on your hips if you're able to support yourself, or hold on to the seat if that works for you. Heel tap, right and left. So heel tap. Let me move my chair back so you can see my feet. Yes, heel tap, heel tap. And I'm going to sit a little bit further in my chair, further forward, so that I have a little bit more freedom of movement with my thighs. So heel tap, right and left. 8 and 7 more. Hips are planted, upper body not moving. So the hands on the hips kind of help remind you that you need to be stationary from above the hips today. Heel tap, heel tap. Here's the last, right and left. How about a knee lift? So a little bit of a marching in place. Just lift your heels if that's all you are able to do. Takes a little bit less energy. Just lift the heels or release your foot from the floor if you are able to do that. Hands on the hips, reminding you to keep your torso stationary or hold on to the chair for a little bit of extra support. And 4 more, 3, 2 more, last one, and let's do a leg extension. And then now we're going to do just one side. So starting with your right or your left, whichever you prefer, just extend your knee and release back down to the floor. Now I'm keeping my toes facing upward. I'm sitting up tall in my chair with my diaphragm lifted, holding onto the seat of the chair for some extra support, or challenge myself by placing my hands on my thighs. 4 more, right here. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Other leg for 8. Just extend and bend. Now you're going to feel this in the muscles right here above your knee. It's like the lower part of your quadriceps muscle really gets the brunt of this exercise. And extend and bend. 4 more. 3 more, sitting nice and tall, breathing through this exercise. 2 more. And last one. We're going to do our leg extension, knee lift, crossover and back, and we're going to alternate. Extend, knee, crossover and back. And again, keeping your torso nice and strong, hips planted as firmly as possible in the chair. Let's do 8 sets of right and left. So it's a kick, knee, crossover. And you know that kick is a leg extension. Kick, knee, cross your legs and uncross, which I call a crossover. So kick, knee, crossover, kick, knee, crossover, kick, knee, crossover, kick, knee, crossover. 6 more. kick, knee, crossover, sitting nice and tall, kick, knee, crossover. 5 more, kick, knee, crossover. This is probably one of the more challenging exercises that we do in the core training. Crossover, it's hard to stay stationary. It's hard to keep your torso tight and your hips both down in the chair. Kick, knee, crossover, kick, knee, crossover. 4 more sets of right and left. Kick, knee, crossover. Make sure you're breathing. Kick, knee, crossover, kick, knee, crossover, kick, knee, crossover. 2 more sets. Kick, knee, crossover, right and left, kick, knee, crossover. Here's the last set, right and left. We have completed these most challenging leg exercises in our core program this morning. Yay. All right, we need to do some seated twisties. So we will start first with our feet nice and planted firmly, and we're going to just take our upper body and spiral around and hold on to the side of the chair if you can, or the side of your thigh. Whatever you are able to, we are activating some of these spiraling muscles right through here, our obliques along the side of our waist. They help us do these little spirals or twists. Holding that right there, feeling those muscles in your mid-back and along the sides of your waist, feeling those obliques as you're sitting nice and tall. Let's go around the other way through center and right back over to the other side, holding on to the chair. Holding on to the side of the leg if that works for you, but feeling those muscles. And release. Next, place your hands on the inside of the thigh, pressing into the leg. The leg is resisting this push, and turn into that spiral. So turning your upper body toward the side, pressing on the inside of your thigh just above the knee. So we're really activating those muscles in more of an isometric workout. So there's tension in the muscle, but no movement. That's what makes it isometric. And it's very important that you are breathing through this type of stretch and not holding your breath. Release. Let's try the other side. Press right here along the inside of the thigh, just above the knee, and turn into that, pressing as though you're trying to push your leg out to the side and it's pushing back. And then your upper body is adding to that with this slight twist to the side. So you're really feeling that through this area. And you're breathing. And release. Let's inhale up. And blow it out. One more time and hold. And we're going to do our activating our posture muscles with our alphabet stretch. So we're doing the letters Y, W, T, and L, not YMCA. Y, W, T, and L. And what we're doing is we're making our arms go into those positions. So here's your Y position. Your arms are in like a V overhead, but they're not just here. You need to be pressing those arms behind the midline of the body. So as I turn to the side, you can see I'm pressing my arms back behind my ears, right? Really working the muscles that hold my posture. And this is Y right here. This is the Y. Pulling the elbows back and down, we move into the W position. And again, pressing them Pressing your arms behind the midline of the body, feeling those shoulder blades sliding in together. Pressing right here. Shoulder blades coming in together. And we're just holding that. We're activating those muscles to really work on correcting our posture. We have had a lifetime of curving forward, whether it's driving, reading, desk work. And then out to the T. Arms are extended straight out from your shoulders and pressed behind the midline of the body. Squeezing those shoulder blades together in the back, feeling them slide in toward your spine. And then bending the elbows into the waist, forearms, palms are up, palms facing the ceiling, and pressing them to the back, behind the midline. And release. Shake your arms out a little bit and let's do it again. From the Y, up here, pressing back. Chest is lifted. Breathe through this. Holding this, activating those muscles. Bring the elbows back and down into the W. Feel the difference in the shoulders and the upper back. Feel the activation of those muscles. We're fixing our posture today. And now out into a T. Press your arms back behind the midline of the body. Press back, and then release down into the L. Elbows in at the sides. And release. Shake it out. We're going to do one more time. One more time. And up into the Y. Press those arms back. Elbows back and down into the W. Right here. Elbows back and down. You're forming the letter W. If I didn't point that out before, I apologize. W is right here. Squeezing those shoulder blades in together. And out to the T. Arms out and pressing them back behind the midline of the body. Press and hold. And then elbows in to the waist. Palms are up. And we have our L's. And release. Shake them out, shake them out, shake them out, shake them out. Give yourselves a big hug. One arm is over top of the other, whichever that is. Feeling and holding wherever you are with this stretch. Can you hold on to your upper arms or your shoulders or press your fingertips maybe around a little bit to the back? Wherever it is that you can hold, you are feeling now this stretch across your upper back, that area that we just worked so hard, right? And now open, release, cross over again, giving yourselves a hug with the opposite arm on top. And hold on to wherever you are able. And release. Let's do our clock range of motion for our neck. All right, now this is, be very cautious when you're doing this. If you have a lot of creaking and grinding, noise in your neck, do not press through the noises, but reduce the range of motion. So if you're trying to do a big head circle and you've got creaking, just do a really little one so that you don't. That's the secret to working through that, is to keep the range of motion small and the action slow. So we're going to start, and I do this exercise by telling you to use your gaze. So what I want you to do is allow your head to follow your gaze, and we're starting straight ahead, like at the very middle of a clock. And then I want you to simply take your gaze up to 12. Now, your gaze should be right about at the corner where the wall meets the ceiling in your room. So we are not crunching our neck all the way to the back, but rather lifting your gaze and allowing your chin to lift just slightly to where this is comfortable for you, not forced. And then we're going to drop our gaze around toward the side. So this is toward the 9 o'clock on a clock face, toward 9 o'clock. Follow through towards 6 o'clock, allowing your chin to drop just slightly. Over to the side at 3 o'clock and all the way back up to 12 o'clock, keeping within the comfortable range of motion for your neck this morning. Going around again in the same direction. We're going to go 3 times in each direction. So here we are over to the side at 3 o'clock. Dropping down to 6 o'clock, over to the side at 9 o'clock, and all the way up overhead at 12 o'clock. One more time around in this direction, taking your gaze and allowing your head to follow at 3 o'clock, down to 6 o'clock, over to the side at 9 o'clock, and up overhead at 12. And now let's reverse directions. Keep within your range of motion, move very slowly. Around to the side at 9 o'clock, down to 6 o'clock, continuing around the side to 3 o'clock, and overhead to 12, and continue around to the side, down in front, up on the other side, and just slightly overhead to 12. One more time around to the side, down in front, around to this side, coming back up again and finishing very gently at 12, and drop your head, chin down, and rest right there, allowing your head to just fall forward in a comfortable position. And lifting back up again, facing forward, I want you to take your ear to your shoulder, right ear to the shoulder. Sit up nice and tall, keep your shoulders level. Feel that stretch on the other side between the ear and the top of the shoulder. Feel that stretch. And release. And down to the other side, ear to the shoulder. Keep facing forward. And feel that stretch along the side right here, from the ear to the top of the shoulder. And release. Perhaps you need a little sip of water, as I do. And stay with me while we do some final breathing exercises, positive affirmation, and then I will share my closing slides. So we're seated comfortably in the chair today. Still sitting in our correct posture with chest lifted, feet flat on the floor, toes facing forward. Be aware of your breathing as your diaphragm is lifted. Just start to become aware, bringing your focus into your breath. If you're comfortable closing your eyes, you might want to be able to do that if you're sitting in your chair and it's safe for you. Otherwise, find something directly in front of you that you can focus your gaze on. Maybe it's a painting, a photograph, a clock, or a spot on the wall. Something where you can just focus your gaze and begin to bring your awareness to your breathing. Notice the normal rate and rhythm of your breath. And sometimes when we begin to become aware of our breathing, we begin to change that rhythm and rate. Maybe we inhale more deeply or we exhale. Do what your body leads you to do right now, whatever is comfortable for you. But imagine that as you're breathing and you're taking in this glorious oxygen today, that you are inhaling a beautiful golden yellow color of your breath, and it fills your lungs from the bottom to the top with this beautiful golden yellow color of joy and happiness. You bring that into your body, fill yourselves up with it, and then deliver it back out into your surroundings. And let's do that again. Inhale that golden, peaceful, happy color, joyful color of yellow, golden, beautiful air. Allow it to fill up your body and then return it to your surroundings. Continue to focus on your breath as you listen and I share some positive affirmations with you today about your body. I listen with love to my body's messages. My body gives me messages about aches and pains, itches and things that need to be stretched. And I accept those messages and I respond to them. I am willing to learn something new every day about my body. It may have been with me for all of these 60 plus years, but every day I learn something new about how it responds to exercise or even sometimes to people's words. I am worth loving, and my body is worth loving. And my body was worth loving yesterday with all of its flabby bits and areas that are tight and don't want to stretch right, or areas that feel weak and aren't as strong as other spots or other side. My left is not as strong as my right. All of that. I love all of that. And I love it today. I loved it yesterday. And I will love and appreciate my body tomorrow. And I hope you will too. So thank you for joining me today. I hope that was a nice positive setting for your day. I'm going to approach the screen now to share my final closing slides with you. And here we are. Thank you so very much for joining me today, and any day that you join me and other guides here on Get Set Up, we all thank you. And the best way that you can thank us back is by sharing this information. Share it with your friends, your community, your family, but also if you're active on social media, please share with your Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever it is that you like to do. Share your experience. Use the hashtag #GetSetUp, use the @ @GetSetUp, or email directly Liz at getsetup.io. Liz will be happy to share any information or photographs or thoughts that you have, feedback about the classes. And look for these related classes: Ageless Grace, exercises for the body and mind, Get Moving by Line Dancing, and look for my next classes. There's Easy Gentle Cardio is my Tuesday morning class, which is called Let's Get Moving. And I should probably correct that on here. The class title is Let's Get Moving, but the description is that it is an easy, gentle cardio class that anyone can do and follow. On Wednesdays, I teach seated strength training. So we use the chair very similarly to what we did today, but we use 1, 2, or 3 pound weights or whatever is appropriate for your fitness goals. Be on the lookout for the email that will come to you from Get Set Up with some key takeaways from today's class. There will also be highlighted some other classes that you might like to take. And there will be a link for you to follow to a form that looks like this to provide feedback for us. And I read every bit of feedback that I get. So please know that I read feedback in the chats. I read all the chats after each class because they're saved for me. And then on these feedback forms, I also read whatever you provide. Spread the word about learning with Get Set Up. Tell everybody. It's so much fun. You're enjoying it. You're here every day. You want your friends to be able to do the same. Maybe you'd like to host an interest group. Please let us know if there's something particular that you're interested in that you would like to share with others, and we'll help you set that up. Suggest a class that you would like to see on Get Set Up, and know that we partner with assisted care, senior living, government, and community organizations. And you can always request a session recording by emailing help@getsetup.io. And if you want to share ideas for new classes or provide additional feedback, you can do it at that email address. Again, it's help@getsetup.io. And finally, if you're looking for more information about our new website and the new look at Get Set Up, please look for Marb's class called Tips and Tricks to Navigating Get Set Up's new look. Thank you once again for joining me. I appreciate that you are all here and ready to go on this wonderful Friday morning, and I wish you all a beautiful, wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.